Hi everyone, this is Sean. In today's video, we're going to discuss whether or not you can be the qualified manager for two different security companies. So in California, we have what is called the qualified manager. And the qualified manager is a person who's qualified, the person who meets all of the requirements to be a qualified manager. And this is the person who runs the day-to-day operations of the business. This one person has to be assigned to a private patrol operator license. And a private patrol operator can be anybody without a criminal background. And if you do have a criminal background, it's going to depend on what you have been convicted of in the past. But this person could be 18 years of age, and that's it, with no qualifications at all, as long as you have a qualified manager that's attached to the license. So every security company in California, they're called private patrol operators, and every private patrol operator has to be assigned a qualified manager. To answer the question that I'm not sure if he's if this person's a subscriber or just somebody that just went through the website and just found this video helpful or maybe not helpful. But the question that was posed is, can you be the qualified manager for two different security companies? And the answer to that is yes, but it depends. You're going to have BSIS, the Bureau of Security Investigative Services. They are the regulatory arm for private security professionals and private investigation professionals. They're the licensing body in California. After you submit an application to them, they're going to send you back a letter or an email, and you're going to have to develop a business plan. They want to know how you're able to how you're able to operate two different security companies at once. Now, I have written this type of letter, this correspondence to BSIS, and guys, it takes me a long time. I'll write it out the first day. It'll take me about 3 hours, not even kidding, 3 hours. And I'm very meticulous at what I do. In the police academy, I'm a report writing instructor, so that already shows you that I'm very picky with the words that go into certain dialogues, certain reports, certain memorandums. So what I'll do is I'll do a draft, I'll go through it, I'll take an hour break, and then I'll get back to it again. I'll print it out, and then I'll wait another day. I'll just let the whole day pass, and I'll go back to it again, and then I'll read it back and forth. But guys, this takes me a long time. Now, if you're planning on reaching out to me and you want some type of a template or some advice on how to proceed, guys, I got off not the phone, but I was in contact with one of our subscribers, and we actually had a really intelligent conversation. He's actually a pilot. Really impressed on his background and what he's planning on doing with the private patrol operator license once he gets it. But I couldn't even give him a template that I had in the past. But it wasn't for that. It was a qualified manager operating agreement. This is not the business plan to be a ESIS. It's something different, but it just shows you that this is material that I don't release. Just like I told this fine gentleman, that I don't have the legal infrastructure to present something like this to you, or to give you one to copy and paste, or to give you one to just to go off of. I don't have the legal infrastructure for that. It does edge on giving business advice or professional advice, maybe legal advice. It edges a little bit. I don't think that I've met that threshold, but I haven't got a chance to sit down with an attorney and discuss whether I can do this or not. So the answer is, it's still going to be no if you contact me. So yeah, I don't provide those type of templates. A lot of people ask. So you can operate. You can own and operate. Not own and operate, but you can be the qualified manager for two different companies. You can be the qualified manager for three different companies. I believe I wrote an agreement in the past for something like this. So for three different companies. And guys, again, I spent tons of time describing what the business plan is. It takes me a long time. This is not something where you just send in the application. The state is gonna want to know how you're gonna be able to function with two companies under your belt. Okay. Another thing is this: a lot of you who are watching these videos, you guys have the entrepreneur mindset. And you're probably thinking, well, hey, I can get my qualified manager license, and then I can just basically, I can work for 2 different companies at once. Guys, if you, I want to say, farm yourself out to 2 different companies, that can be a good idea and a bad idea. The good idea is you can make tons of money with really with operating 2 different companies under a full-time basis. I mean, that's 2 major sources of revenue. I don't think you're going to be super busy. I don't think it's to the point where you can't do anything else, but there's just a larger amount of revenue. You guys, every year, so far in the last, I want to say 3 months, I've had 3 different security companies reaching out to me. They want me to be the qualified manager. I respectfully decline them. One company is huge. It honors me and it amazes me that these companies, they reach out to me and they trust me because I have a YouTube channel and I leave all the comments open. You can say whatever you want about me, and I'll leave them open. I'm fully transparent. I have reviews all over the place. I open it up to everybody. So a lot of people, they trust me, and some people tell me, Sean, I trust you, and I'm thinking, you trust me? You haven't even met me. So away from the soapbox, I don't want to just toot my horn, but what I want to show you guys is you have to gain that respect from other people. If people don't respect you, they don't know who you are, they're not going to reach out to you and offer you this type of employment. And some of you might be wondering, Sean, why aren't you taking all these jobs that are being offered to you? If you guys don't know already, I'm currently in law enforcement, and there's no way that I would leave that. I have about an 8 to 9 year plan to retire. Right now, I would have to be offered over $120,000. That's usually what I make my law enforcement salary. With most of the overtime that I put in, and most of it's mandatory. I get ordered to work a lot of this overtime, even though I don't want to. But it's not that bad. I'm used to it. So I would need a salary that's over that, but not including over that. Benefits, retirement, all that would easily put my salary easy at $150,000. So I would need to be offered something at least double that to accept the position. And most of these positions, they're not full time. I'm not full time. They're not on a permanent basis. Basically, you're going to have an owner of a company working under your wing. You're going to be managing the day-to-day operations of the business, but this person will be under your wing. This person actually paying you to work under your wing, and you're probably giving them most of the work to do, as long as you're able to oversee the business. You're able to function you're able to manage the day-to-day operations of the business. This person is paying you to be under their wing for a year. So after the year, you would normally get cut off because you would sign off on their certificate of experience, certifying that they have 1 year experience as a private security guard. And obviously the owner of the company would need to work on the ground as a private security guard for 1 year under your belt. So that's one of the other reasons, is the stability. But if I quit my law enforcement career, even my teaching job, I quit that. And if I farm myself out there for 2 different companies, I could probably make the same amount of money, but there's a huge risk. Right now, I do have a lot more job stability, so I'm not willing to make that leap yet. The reason why I'm mentioning this is for some of you guys that are interested in doing the same thing that I'm talking about, being the qualified manager for 2 different security companies. Now, I do intend on creating a program in the next 2 to 3 years. It is going to be an expensive program, but it's going to be worth it because I'm going to give you the ins and outs on how to manage other people's companies with getting in the least amount of trouble as possible. This is going to be an extensive training program. I will be giving you templates. I will be giving you contract agreements. It's going to be a full-blown course. It's going to be expensive. A lot of people are going to see the price tag and think, this might not be something that I might want to do right now. It's going to pinch. I will make it affordable, but it will pinch, and that's just because there's no other program out there that offers qualified manager training, not just to pass the qualified manager exam, but also how to function as a temporary qualified manager. And when I mean temporary, I mean for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years, 5 years. Pitfalls to avoid. You could easily just be burned doing this type of work. A lot of the security company owners or owners to be, the ones that are usually trying to get a qualified manager to be attached to the business, a lot of them are sketchy. So this program will show you how to weed out the sketchy ones. But in the end, I think you'll save a lot more money. My 8 to 9 year plan, maybe 8 years, is to develop a matchmaking service. So after you complete my program, I will connect you to people who need a qualified manager, kind of like an employment agency, something to that effect. And I would do person-to-person interviews. And again, I need the correct infrastructure for that, because something goes bad, it's going to fall back on me. A lot of people reach out to me, hey, Sean, do you have any work? I have a qualified manager certificate, and I like to work for another security company. I like to operate their business. Do you have any work? For the past, I want to say 4 years, 5 years, 6, maybe 6 years, 4 to 6 years, the answer has been no. And the reason for that, if things go wrong, even if it's just a non-professional recommendation, things go wrong, it falls back on me, it falls back on my reputation. You get an underachiever, you get somebody who is a sketchy qualified manager, and I'm the one that recommend them to you, well, my reputation goes down the drain. So this is not something that I'm willing to do. But in the future, when I have my infrastructure all set up, I will be doing these interviews. These people will have to go through training. They will have to know how to work certain firearm, rifle, and pistol systems. They would need to know the nomenclature. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm not. You don't have to own guns to be on my list, but you gotta be likable by me. And also there will be some disclaimers that will be placed out there. The qualified manager to be will just feel a lot more comfortable with this program, and so with the clients. In the past, I've had a couple of guys call me, and I don't know what country he's from, but in America, you don't call somebody up and start demanding stuff of them and being rude to somebody. And I'm mentioning somebody that maybe watches this channel. This guy's really rude to me. He was pushy. He wanted me to hook him up with a private patrol operator company. He has a qualified manager certificate. He didn't even purchase my book. I mean, that would we at least be on the same level. Some mutual understanding. I would still say no, but at least, I look at you a little bit up here. If you're demanding stuff, if at least you purchased my book. But it doesn't matter if he purchased my book or not. It's just the attitude that he came up with. And just the push. He just reminded me of that. And I don't want to put any stereotypes, but this is your pushy car salesperson. Why would you start demanding that I set you up with another company? I don't even know you. Why? So like I mentioned, in America, you have to be polite to people. And I say this because I get a lot of people that are not from America reaching out to me, asking me these questions. But this guy, I think he was somewhere from maybe Eastern Europe to the Middle East, just based on his accent. But you can't do that when you call somebody up and ask for a favor, start demanding stuff. So anyhow, if you guys have any related questions, please let me know.